because that was a nationally televised thing. Which is like the most coveted one. I watched it because I'm just kidding. I was sobbing.
We've started now. I apologize for us running late. I had a pleasure. We'll call and approve the proxies.
Present.
Archer,
Here.
Here.
Captain, Hernandez,
Here.
Fink,
Here.
Carter, Gerke, Hill,
Here.
Leonard, Edward, Awkward,
Here.
Nala, Mike,
Here.
Medved,
Here.
Kelly,
Here.
Proxy Saba, Shaw,
Here.
Seaman, here, Smith, here, Stanton,
Here.
Bell,
In my chair.
Wade, Lecter,
Here.
Great. Okay, so the agenda is up there. The only thing that's changed is we have ping pong rockers presenting and Kaiser Pi in addition to a UAS supplemental resolution. Now that you see that, all in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Agenda approved. Approval of the minutes that were sent out. All in favor of approving the minutes sent out previous meeting, say aye. All opposed. Approved. We're going to move on to the forecast. The first of which is ping pong rockers. We'll get there. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Antonio Asante. I'm from Peru. Today I would like to introduce you our possible new organization, the Ping Pong Rockers. So, how are we unique? We are the only ping pong club for now. There has been a ping pong club before. Some issues happen to the people on the club, so there's not ping pong club anymore. But we would like to create a new one. Why? Because my brother and I, we have played table tennis the last 7 years. We have played tournaments in Peru, we have played tournaments in Panama, and we always wanted to teach someone else how to play the sport. Since it's a sport that, ping pong can be recreative, but if you actually start training, you can become competitive and meet more people, participate in tournaments, or maybe go to other countries. That's why I want to start a club. It's not like an idea, but since I get more people, so that's why I'm here today. To the point by early of the skills levels, when some people show potential in only 1 week, like they don't need to touch a paddle. In 1 week or 2 weeks, they're actually pretty good. And we would like to train, to teach, or maybe discover some new student that actually can become a potential table tennis player in the future. Maybe not now, but who knows, maybe 1 or 2 years, he can be really competitive. Promoting leadership and responsibility. When I started playing table tennis in high school, actually my skill was kind of mess. So when I started training, that helped me to be more organized in my life, to try to have a better time management all my skill. Also, I started to get better grades in high school, so actually it helped me a lot. Focus on friendly competition. Since it's a sport, the point of the sport is practice and at some point show your skills in tournaments. There's tournaments here in the United States. There's actually a table tennis national league here, and we would like to someday compete there against other schools. For example, Colorado Schools Mines is one of the schools that compete there. Here in Blackheath, there's no schools to have a table tennis varsity sports team. I would like to be maybe the first school with that. Well, so the officers, my name is Antonio. I'm from mining engineering. Then is my brother who's a freshman who is there last semester. He's from industrial. My friend Derek Williams is from computer science. He's a junior, and Adam who is a freshman also. So yeah. this is how our membership demographics looks. So as you can see, there's more freshmen in, well, there's more freshmen for now. We would like to get more people maybe next semester. And there's only 2 sophomores, 7 juniors, and 2 seniors in our, well, our possible club now. Well, if we want to teach people how to play table tennis, we're going to need, for example, to get like actual paddles. Like, those service paddles are not that good, so we would like to buy those paddles. But for doing that, we're going to need to get some money, and we're thinking maybe realize some exhibition tournaments in the game room so people can see how how to be part of the team, or maybe watch like an actual game in person, live. Also special training. Since my brother and I we have trained for panel with several trainers in 7 years, so I mean I try to take a little bit of everything, like for every trainer or every experience that I had in the past, so I could maybe teach someone else sport. In demonstration, we can maybe invite someone else to come here to play. I have some friends who are going to come to Rapid City. Actually, they're in the Peruvian national team back home. So since it will be a pretty good vacation, we're here to just play here in the school, and maybe also collaboration with other clubs. I guess maybe other clubs will be interested in join us, and maybe we can collaborate together and do some activities to get some money. So for now, our goal is to get new students and teach. But in the future, we would like to compete in a national league for next spring in 2025. Yeah, if I'm right. So for now, it's important for us not only just to train people, is to create a team, to create team bonding, and try to pass all we know to other people, since we don't want to be a temporary club. I am sophomore, so in 2 more years, hopefully, I'm ready. So there has to be someone else besides me and my brother who can keep the club going in the future. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Thank you.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Yes.
Do you think you can beat Forrest Gump?
All right.
Any other question?
No. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
How many members do you expect to get? For now, we have 21 members. So maybe for next semester, we should have freshmen. We will get 16 or that idea. Yeah.
See, there were questions. Thank you very much. Next thing on the agenda is going to be Chi Sigma Pi, I believe. Whereas I have it right there. That's correct. Yeah.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Linus Lee, and I'm a sophomore civil engineering student here at Mines. I'm here to present on Chi Sigma Pi, which is a new student organization focused on professionalism, but within the context of Christian faith. So Chi Sigma Pi stands thank you. So Chi Sigma Pi stands for Christian STEM Professionals. And our goal is to provide professional development for our members and for the wider campus community within the context of shared Christian faith. And we're also trying to do STEM advancements, so we're planning to do some middle school and high school outreach to kind of spread the news about STEM. And then the next slide, please. So as I mentioned, I'm a civil engineer, and I'm in my sophomore year. I'll be serving as president for this first semester. Johnny Hesh will be our vice president. He's a freshman SENG student, and he also plays on the soccer team. Next up, we have Eden Reese. He'll be our treasurer, and he's a sophomore mechanical engineering student. And last but not least, we have Raleigh Martin. He's a junior mechanical engineering student, and he's also a treasurer for the Dark Matter Ultimate Frisbee Club. Next slide, please. We are honored to have Dr. Bud Johnson as our advisor. he teaches mathematics, or in particular, he teaches intro to stats as well as probability statistics too. In terms of demographics, we are primarily a junior heavy class. However, we do have sophomores as well as a freshman. We are vice president. Major-wise, we're also very skewed towards the mechanical engineering program. However, we're looking to expand that and include more majors in the future. So our purpose is threefold: to advance the STEM field, to develop ourselves and the rest of our student community professionally, as well as to spread the light of the gospel here on campus and beyond. We plan to provide leadership development as well as some professional networking opportunities for the students in our membership as well as in the wider campus community. In terms of fundraising, we plan to do fundraising for our own internal member-oriented activities. So if we have a network dinner only for like our membership, then we'd be doing funding for that. If we're doing a wider campus-related sort of activity, say for instance we do like a photo shoot, professional photo shoot, then we would be asking for 50% of it to be funded through SOAP allocations, and then we would fund the rest of that ourselves. Outreach, as I mentioned earlier, in middle school and high school, we can share about our experience here at college, maybe help give some tips to high school, middle school students so that they can have similar interests in STEM, and we can give some pointers on that. I was thinking for the aspects of professional development, we can really go a lot of different directions on this. For instance, I think one way that we could really be a benefit to our larger campus communities to help students be more professional online. So we have a lot of professional development resources here on campus, but I believe that there can be more done on the tech side. So as the world becomes more digitally driven, I think people can do more online. Say in the LinkedIn profiles, I feel like there can be a lot of improvement in that regard. And finally, we plan to do all of this within a Christian perspective. This is uniquely Christian, not exclusively Christian, but uniquely Christian, and that is part of our goal. Next slide, please. So on campus, there are actually a lot of organizations. There's 7 honor societies, 8 faith-based organizations, 8 community service organizations, and a large 15 leadership or major specific organizations. And so the question is, like, how is Chi Sigma Pi different? Well, Chi Sigma Pi wants to take faith, service, and profession, next slide please, and put this all together. I believe that in combination, we can be a powerful force for good, taking positive elements from some of these different categories of organizations and being one organization with one mission. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I'd love to take any questions if you have any, and thank you for your support.
So is this like, would this be with a national group at all, or is this just on campus?
Yeah, so I did some research and to see if there's a national organization that do this. I have contacted 3 different organizations, including EMI, which does like humanitarian engineering type work. I didn't get any positive leads on that, and decided to move forward with this organization. So this would be a first. Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, we will vote on this going forward. Thank you very much. Okay, great. Moving on, we don't have any old business. We do have new business. Starting with the Pong Rockers Resolution 24S030.
Cousin Drew Lewis, resolution number 24S030, today originated by our Constitution Committee, presented by me. Whereas adequate interest has been expressed by students wishing to form an organization, Ping Pong Rockers. Whereas there are currently no organizations that overlap this interest, and whereas a constitution has been constructed and reviewed for said club, and therefore be it resolved by a majority of votes of the student senate and the signature of the student association president that the constitution for ping pong rackers be allowed formal recognition.
Any questions, comments, concerns?
Would it be possible to go to these days?
No. These are any double reading. Okay.
Well, a question, just out of curiosity, for Constitution Committee, who is their campus advisor? Didn't mention it in the presentation.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, no worries. I was just real curious. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that was the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Chi Signify 24S03
Custer Lewis Resolution Number 24S031, 27 March 2024, originated by Constitution Committee, presented by myself. Whereas adequate interest has been expressed by students wishing to form an organization, Chi Sigma Pi, whereas there are currently no organizations that overlap this interest, and whereas the Constitution has been constructed and reviewed for said club, and therefore be it resolved by majority vote of the student senate and the signature of the student association president of the Constitution of for Chi Sigma Pi be allowed for formal recognition.
Any questions, comments?
I think it's supposed to say that I see the pie be allowed. Not the constitution.
Great catch. Okay, the resolution today, this one is talked about, because we have so next week, in 2 weeks, we don't have a meeting next week, but we will try to see this one. Resolution 24S032 UAS
What he said originated by finance, presented by myself. Whereas Unmanned Aerial Systems, or UAS, has approached Finance Committee with a supplemental request to provide funding for an upcoming competition. Whereas the appropriate paperwork has been filed with the Finance Committee, and whereas the Finance Committee has deemed $3,500 as an appropriate amount to allocate to the organization. And noting UAS applied for general self-funding in the last 2 fiscal years, and noting UAS did not request supplemental funding this past fiscal year, and are eligible for the full $5,000 supplemental funding. Therefore, be it resolved by a majority vote of the Student Association Senate and the signature of the Student Association President that $3,500 be allocated from the SOAP reverted funds account 4SA003 to UAS.
Any questions, comments? Yes.
Is this just for travel, or is this for?
Yeah, this is for their travel. They haven't gone to this competition before, to my knowledge, when I reached out to them, but they included this in their SOAP budget for next year. They're going to Maryland.
Any motions? Second. All in favor, will say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion vote. Second.
Oliver. Archer.
Aye.
Chance.
Aye.
Hopkins. Hernandez.
Aye.
Layton.
Aye.
Carter. Pearson.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Lockwood.
Aye.
Aye. Knight.
Aye.
Nesbitt.
Aye.
Dillon.
Aye.
Carson Sadler.
Aye.
Schott.
Aye.
Seaman.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Staley.
Oh,
Tom.
give them the money.
Aye.
Winter.
Right.
Yay, okay, thank you for that. Passed. Moving on to open discussion, thank you, Arthur, for bringing that up. You raised your hand.
Yeah, thanks for that answer. Karen's Ramen, is that how you say it? Okay.
Great. Yeah, great idea. As far as committee reports go, if you're in a committee and you have some additional piece of knowledge that you think is important for the committee going forward to next administration, make sure it gets written down somewhere and summarized into some singular document. Yes.
This is open, is that right? So-
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Mine goes CFO and ruler, so I was curious when, some colleagues approached me wondering when the SOAP would be after. I know you're probably going over that, but I just wanted to ask. Don't forget.
It won't happen until after we vote on
Okay.
it. Which, if we had GAF earlier, we would have been able to, perhaps decide or get it out earlier, but we just finished GAF yesterday, so because there's no meeting next week, it won't be until the week after.
Okay, so that week after, okay, so the week after.
Yes, in
after-
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, okay, I just want to make sure, just like, all right, thank you.
Yes, yes.
We're voting on April 2.
April 10th.
At our transition.
Appreciate you, thank you very much.
We're changing it now. Any other open discussion? Yes.
Yeah, just building off of Bruce, like you're saying, we're not writing down everything. Also, if you're committee chair, please get your transition reports ready. Yeah, so.
We're going to meet about this on Thursday if you're committee chair, so don't worry. There's going to be a second discussion about this. Any other open discussion? None. Okay, I guess we will start with CFO.
Like we just talked about, we finished up GAP yesterday, which allowed us to see how much money would be given to SOAP. Pretty good this year, so award statements will be going out following our meeting in 2 weeks after it's voted on here, because then we'll be able to pass that information along to the individual organizations. My committee has no meeting to report.
Question. In addition to award statements going out, we're also going to be sending out a sheet that details what docking occurred and why docking may have occurred to Legends, right?
Yes, there will be, so in their award statement, they will be told why they were docked, but in addition to that, another full sheet of paper will be sent out with pretty much the standards for this year, because they were a little bit more stringent than they have been in the past.
Any other questions? Okay, moving on to, well, I guess VP Lewis already sent out his. You were just repeat it.
Yeah. So, VP Lewis is stuck in Minnesota for the week. So, his report that he's working on coordinating the trip to Vermillion for next week for his student fed. Couple things to note on the board, meeting agenda next week. Also requests from universities for new programs and specializations and majors on NEPC way up lines. FAFSA Simplification Act update. We'll learn more about that. A new policy titled Academic Program Student Credit Hour Requirement Policy. DSU is requesting a master's degree in AI. This is not on the consent agenda, so it will be discussed at the meeting. General financial and budget updates for fiscal year 25. And they'll update us all after the meeting on the 10th. Okay. End report. Any questions?
Okay, great. My report. Same as with Lewis's, I guess we're planning on going next week with the next administration to Vermillion. It'll be a lovely car ride. You guys aren't missing out on anything if that's you. It'll just be a whole okay. So the agenda will be emailed out after this to everybody with you already. If there's anything you guys have specific interest in that you have a particular opinion about, tell us, and maybe we can bring it up. But if
been doing it, unless we assume that nobody's really interested in those topics. I think GAPFAC worked well this year. I also think, as I peek through the SOAP decision making, I think that worked well this year. It's unfortunate that we're not going to have a meeting next week. It would make the transition meeting a little bit easier, but it'll be fine regardless. Any questions, comments, concerns?
So about that question I asked about general or about wellness classes and curriculum, can you
Yeah.
talk about that at the meeting as well?
Anything else? Seeing none, I guess we'll move on to international report. The veterans report.
Yeah, actually I do have something. A couple veterans inquired to me earlier today about the calculus 1 course they were in. And they said something along the lines of how we write is more heavily graded than what we write. In regards to like, they felt that how they wrote something out in like a graph or something like that was being more scrutinized than the actual content, and they were being docked heavily for how their charts looked rather than the content, I guess.
Do you know exactly what class?
I did not ask them what class they were in,
Okay.
but I could get some information on that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If it's a genuine concern, if we have this moving course, it makes it a little easier to understand what's happening. Any other questions, comments, concerns for our esteemed veterans? Okay, moving on to graduates. Non-trad.
Nothing.
Okay, grade committee report starting with Constitution.
Yes, thanks for entertaining that yesterday. I guess we will vote on the next time and have the vote for the constitutional amendment. Should be closed by now, I believe. So we'll see how that report.
Any questions, comments, concerns for Constitution? Seeing none, moving on to PR.
Not a whole lot going on, just working in connection with FA to advertise today's elections properly. And we will be toying with the idea of how we are going to announce the victors of both the presidential and vice presidential, as well as the general election to the student body at some point. So keep your eyes and ears out for that. And we were also toying with the idea of sponsoring an event, just a fun summary event closer to finals week, sponsored by Student Senate, but that is still in the very, very beta stages. So
Cool.
working on stuff for next year for the most part.
Any questions? Seeing none, GDR.
Elections are today, so thank you for everyone who got out and voted. We should have those by tonight. So
When does it close?
generally those close at like 9:30. So yeah, no, so the elections close at 9:30. That goes for pretty much every election. So that also includes the constitutional amendment vote. So that is included on the vote with the Senator election. So you'll see the results of that here tomorrow. Yes. Other than that, I believe our next meeting is transition.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And yeah, we're also working on starting to get fundraising accounts out. I think with Monument right now. So yeah, I emailed Carol Lady, Heather's, what's her name again? Shelly. I emailed Shelly. Haven't gotten back any emails back from her yet, so that was yesterday. So yeah, we're.
Any questions, comments, concerns? See none, SA.
Not a lot to report, other than make sure you go to the Faculty on Fire event next Tuesday at 6 p.m.
6:30.
6:30 in this building. It'll be Dowding versus Dr. Kirk, and then Senator Seekman will be the MC. And they'll just be eating progressively hotter wings in order to raise money for scholarships and things like that. So make sure you attend if you would see.
Any questions?
Can I add one thing
Yes.
to? I don't know that Senator McCallum knows this yet. So the smallest amount of wings that we could order, you all probably know this, from Buffalo Wild Wings is like 5 of each flavor, right? So because we'll have extras, an added element to this is Mr. Dowding and Dr. Kirk at each level, they'll get to pick somebody in the audience to eat that wing. Not the same one, the same flavor. So added incentive to come and be in person. But we also have live streams if you can't come in person. No, it's incentive. Don't tell your friends, just bring them.
So when you click the link that we were emailed, at least for the senior class engineers, you don't have the code.
Yeah, you do. You have both calendars and then you
I did vote, and mine didn't show up.
Mine didn't show up.
It showed up in the second stage.
Yeah, you have to submit it, and there's a second stage, there's a link to it, and then you go on that.
Why did they design it that way?
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't vote, I did not get back. So like I voted on my senior senators, and then vote on my class, and when I click to go vote on it, it says that it's good.
Yeah, that's,
So you may not have to vote.
Well,
Next
we have no control. Okay, any campus ad hoc? See none, opportunities in the business, we will have it next week. Please don't show up. Also, the week after next, please show up in definitely business dress. It's a much more formal meeting, and I assume that the next administration is going to be much more formal than I have been. So, put on your nice clothes. Sorry, guys. Any other announcements? Yes.
273 days till Christmas.
So yeah, as I mentioned last time, the Cultural Expo is on 4th and 6th, and we are looking for volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer, please.
Follow up to that, that's I think it should happen. So that's with the link.
Yeah, additionally, if you end up staying on for the next year, we will probably start enforcing the dress code.
Okay, this is what your administration got. Let's have some fun for the next 3 minutes. Moving on to any other announcements before we adjourn.
If you're graduating senior, make sure you go vote for the commencement speaker. Two of your senators are running, so.
3 and then.
Oh, yeah.
And 4%.
Well, he's not here.
It's really just senators. Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing on that, Pat Russ is running, and he really wants to do it. So.
Yeah.
It's open for 3 days.
We had a motion to adjourn. We had a second. All in favor of adjourning? Say aye.